Hi everybody, welcome to this video on webcams for educators. We want to talk about how to feel confident on a webcam and how to make your webcam look good, plus some great tips and tricks for using OBS and Zoom to touch up your appearance, add virtual sets, backgrounds, and other imagery that will make it look really fun and cool. Let's jump into it. All right, so I got a quick presentation we're going to go through, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So the importance of webcams is the ability to create online videos for online education. In fact, this book, Technology Tools for Online Education, really helps teachers understand the technology, software, and hardware required to create engaging videos. And literally all you need is a webcam and a computer, and this book plus the online course together can really help you understand how to create these awesome videos. So I hope that you read this book, download it for free at the link below. Now, the virtual classroom, obviously there's teacher hours, there's screen captures with the webcam, there's simulated classroom recordings, and even multi-classroom virtual recordings. But even as I step back, there's hosting online meetings and then having your kind of one-on-one and small group virtual classrooms. So today we're going to look at the PTZOptics webcam here. It is a full HD video camera. You can see I have it set up right here, but we'll also take a peek at the HuddleCam HD Pro, which is kind of a higher end webcam, which is available. This is one of the versions here via NDI, but it's also just plug and play with USB here. So this is like a less than $100 webcam. This one's actually $300, but we'll see why as we look at the features and the abilities in this video. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and tweak and tune the PTZOptics webcam. It's full 1080p. It has a microphone array, so we can use it for our camera and our microphone. We can mount it directly to the top of our laptop lid. It's got an 80-degree field of view, which we're going to see here. It's about 2 feet from where I'm standing, and it's less than $100. So it's a really great option and has a little privacy cap, which a lot of teachers enjoy. Now, before we tweak this webcam and show you how to really make it look good, I just want to talk about getting comfortable on camera quickly. It's not a bad idea to talk to yourself. You know, record a test video using Zoom or OBS and see what you look like. Tweak the camera, change the way you look, maybe rotate where you are in your space, and see if you can make a couple different recordings and watch them and see what works best. Next, try practicing with friends and family. You know, if you're going to do a video conference call, just go through the motions and make sure that you're comfortable on camera and talking to people. It's worth mentioning that basically 93% of communications is nonverbal. So if you don't turn your webcam on, you're missing out. And as a teacher, as an educator, you want to lead by example and hopefully have other students and folks you're working with turn their webcams on so that that non-verbal communication, which is so important, can happen. Now, create a familiar space and brand your virtual classroom. Either create a real space inside your home or your office and make it look good, you know, do what you can, or we'll talk a little bit about using green screens and virtual backgrounds, and then you can use an image for your virtual classroom, and you can brand that with different colors and variations to fit into your course. Now, have a plan and a mindset. So obviously have a plan when you're getting on camera, whether you're going to go over a lesson when you're recording a video or reviewing content live in a collaboration setting, and have a mindset. You should have a positive, forward-thinking mindset. So set and setting, right? Really get in a good place and have that plan and think about your mindset. Breathe, get in a comfortable time and in place to do your online meetings. Now, this is dress for success, right? Comb your hair, look in the mirror, put on a good shirt and dress or whatever you're wearing. Think about that. You know, you do want to be presentable because you will be on camera. But just remember, it's not about you. It's about what you have to say, right? Content is the king here. It's about what we're talking about. That's what people are interested in. No one is interviewing you most likely on who you are as a person. So don't feel like you're being judged. It's about the content, and that's what the focus should always be. So familiarize yourself with the technology part so it doesn't get in the way when you're presenting. Now, I wanted to show this example of why it's really a good idea to have your webcam kind of in between your Zoom meeting participants, because we've all maybe seen this. You know, if you're looking to the side or looking below or down, it looks kind of odd sometimes if you're not making eye contact with the camera. Yet it's difficult to make eye contact with the camera when you're trying to present and go over information. So this setup done by X Keys, PI Engineering, Dr. Hetherington came up with this, where there's literally a box, if you can see that right here. And this box lifts a second monitor up and puts it up just high enough so that you can look at the Zoom conference going on, but still have the webcam in an ideal center position. So they've got this set up here, and they actually have this cool little X Keys device that controls Zoom for you, so you don't have to press any buttons or click around. So I really like that product. Wanted to show it really quickly. Now, finally, to look good on camera, you can create that fun and colorful background, or you can create a virtual background. Now, green screens really help with virtual backgrounds, and so does lighting. So think about that. Real backgrounds, I'm a fan of real backgrounds. We're in a real background now. I'm not using a green screen. And it's cool because you can change it. You can have it grow. You can have plants. You can have a cat. You know, there's the real things can be in a real set. But either way, you're going to want to use some light, and the Lume Cube is a great option for using lighting. If you sit near a window, that's great, but don't sit right in front of one, because windows can put a lot of backlighting and throw off the automatic exposure of your webcam. Now, we'll be showing you in this video how to adjust the exposure in your webcam, so that'll help. And then a little pro tip, what I have right now is something called a hair light. There's a light behind me that lights the back of my head and really helps me pop off my background. So that's a little pro tip if you're interested. Now, what we're going to jump into now is the settings of a webcam. And this is probably going to be familiar to a lot of you. Webcams have property settings. And I'd like to show this to you in OBS so that it can be part of our technology tools for online education course, but we'll also look at adjusting settings inside of Zoom as well to make the picture look better. Now, PTZOptics webcams also have a tool called the PTZOptics OSD menu tool, which we'll look at. This tool is going to allow us to really get into the details of the exposure and everything going on in the camera. So with that being said, I'd like to get started. I have a few more awesome tips coming, but let's start with the webcam. So here's the webcam here. I'm a little overexposed, if you can see. It doesn't look bad, but there's like kind of like blotches on my forehead, and we need to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Properties, and I'm going to hit Configure Video. And what that's going to do is it's going to open up the webcam properties here. And so I'm just going to put the webcam properties kind of to the side so that I can see them and have the ability to kind of make adjustments. Now in camera control, there's this exposure. You can see it's on auto. If I turn that off, you see what I did there? It automatically made it look a lot better. So I can set the exposure exactly to what I want and not have to worry about what it automatically thinks it is. So you go through some adjustments, and I found that like -9 is really good here. Now you can actually zoom the camera in and out a little bit to do some framing. So you can zoom it in a little and you can pan and tilt a little, which is nice. So there's those controls there if you find the need to do that. I'm gonna leave them at 0 because I want it to be kind of totally zoomed out. So that I can get my wide angle, but you can certainly do that. And you can see I have autofocus on here, but we can also adjust the focus. So it has full focus control. Now this is a really great option so that now we can really have the camera focus right in and not go out of focus at all during our presentation. So that is a great feature to do the locking of the focus. Now there's a couple more things that we can touch up, including the brightness. Might want to make this just a little brighter, have a little more contrast there, and now it's starting to look really good. Sharpness is not something you want to go too sharp on because you'll start to look grainy. It does look a little better than down here where it's soft, but I'm going to come up a little bit because we have the focus tuned in so well, it starts to look really good. Now, the white balance I generally do leave on auto. So we're going to leave that on auto, but you can adjust all of this as well. I'm going to hit apply and hit OK, and now go right in. Now, so the cool thing is now that we've kind of edited this webcam view, it looks really great. Now we can use it in our recorded videos and all of the things that you can learn about in the Technology Tools for Online Education's book. But what you can also do with OBS, that I'm going to do really quickly, is you can do something called a virtual cam. And this is getting into a little bit more of the high details here, but now we can bring our camera in from OBS into Zoom. Now, why would we want to do that? Let me give you one quick example of why we might want to do this. Just quick and easy. Let's say we have a little bit of text that we want to do, and we'll just call this, I'll just write my name, Paul Richards, as if it was a lower third. But imagine it could be your logo, it could be anything. It could be a video clip. There's a million things that it could be. Now it's inside of Zoom. So just not going to go in this in a lot of detail, but you could play video clips, lower thirds, logos, video loops of PowerPoint presentations and things, and switch between them and pump all of it into Zoom. So very, very cool stuff. Now, in addition to all of that, Zoom itself has some great features that I wanted to explain. One is obviously enable HD. So we can enable HD mode, making sure we're taking full advantage of the HD video that is available via OBS or obviously directly via the camera. There's a touch up my appearance button here that you can adjust so that it kind of just makes you just a little bit brighter. And it's worth kind of playing around with just to give yourself a little bit better. If you're having trouble with low lighting, you can also turn on the low light and have a manual setting for brightness as well. So very nice, couple options there in Zoom. And then finally, the other thing that you can do are backgrounds. So the backgrounds, sometimes they cut things off a little bit, but you've got these cool backgrounds. And then you also have video filters, which are really cool. So kind of some cool, fun filters that you can use. These are just kind of fun. There's like a mini hat there, a halo effect, different things that you can do to look better. So getting back to my presentation here, the final thing that we haven't done yet is the PTZOptics OSD tool. So what this allows us to do is open up a complete operation of exposure. You can see here we have it in manual mode. You can adjust the gain. All of these different things are available in the OSD menu. So it's really, really nice to be able to use this tool to touch up the color. Like for example, if you have LED lights or something like that, a nice light, you can match the color temperatures to it. There's a lot of great options in image, noise reduction, luminance, contrast to just really get your picture perfect. So just to give you an idea, those are some of the best tools for looking better on camera. So we talked about the virtual camera, we talked about the tips in Zoom. And then finally, I just want to mention this new webcam. The HuddleCam HD Pro is worth checking out. This is the only webcam that I know of that includes an IR remote control and supports Zoom. So take a look at this one. Check out some of the videos on the HuddleCam HD Pro. I've really enjoyed it. It's only $299 and it has the ability to zoom in 8x during your web conferences. So that's it. How to look better with your webcams and how to be more comfortable on camera. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, everybody. Comment below and let me know if you have other tools that you're using. Thanks for watching.